Well, temperatures today in our region started much cooler than average, and we are actually taking an eye out taking a look right now out at the Pacific Ocean, where we can see Hurricane Hillary behind me, which has become a major Category 4 hurricane as of this afternoon. But I'm not expecting this to really bring us any local weather impacts, because as we take a look back towards the region, we can see a center of high pressure is centered over western Illinois and eastern Missouri, and that is giving us our pleasant weather for today. So across the region, those temperatures today are only into those mid 70s for your lunchtime hour, and I'm not really expecting them to get a whole lot warmer, with temperatures today topping out maybe into those lower 80s. So again, your recess forecast is looking like temperatures are only going to be into the mid 70s, but by after school time at about 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm expecting those temperatures to be into those low to mid 80s, which also means that your Friday night football forecast is not looking too bad, again, with those temperatures being into those lower 80s and then dropping into those mid to upper 70s by about the 7 o'clock hour. So overall, it is not going to be a bad evening out there, but this is going to be the last day that we are going to be experiencing these mild temperatures, because we are tracking our next warm up ahead, which will start on Saturday and continue through at least next week, which, you know, we're going to be getting those hot temperatures, especially as we get into the middle part of next week. So again, that center of high pressure is centered over parts of Illinois and Missouri, and that will be tracking off towards the east. So by 6 o'clock, again, we are still hanging on to some of us into those upper 80s or upper 70s into those lower 80s. And we can see by about 12 o'clock, most of us have dropped down into the upper 60s, and we're going to be starting tomorrow, again, very similar to where we started today, into the upper 50s and low 60s for most of us. But if we take a look by 12 o'clock, again, the 80s are going to be returning, and it's going to be warmer tomorrow, with the high temperatures being into the mid to upper 80s. I'm expecting a high tomorrow of about 86 degrees, and we could see partly cloudy skies. I think that model behind me overdid it a little bit with the cloud cover, but that is because we have that system of high pressure that is going to be centering itself over our region and bringing with it lots of heat and humidity, especially with those southwest or southeasterly winds. So those dew points will be into the mid 60s into the lower 70s for most of us, which is going to be bringing a warm conditions. So again, Saturday is going to be into those mid 80s, and Sunday is going to be into the low 90s, with the heat index values on Saturday being 93 and Sunday being around the 100-degree mark. So that heat is going to be staying with us, with 97 both Tuesday and Wednesday, and the heat index being well over 105 degrees, with about a forecasted high of about 108. And across southeastern Missouri and southwestern Illinois, we do have that excessive heat watch, and you can see how much it expands over all of Missouri, most of western Illinois, and even into Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska. So download that Storm Track 3 app, which will give you the latest information on the heat alerts. And we are not expecting anything in the way of rainfall for the next 6 to 10 days, as we will be abnormally dry. So overall, it is going to be hot, and it is going to be dry going into the weekend. So again, enjoy that weather while you can, because temperatures are going to be into those lower 80s today, mid 80s tomorrow, but we really just don't get a nice slow gradual transition. It just goes straight into the 90s, especially on Sunday, and those 90s will be sticking with us until at least next Sunday.
That is going to be quite a noticeable change for all of us.
We went from seasonably cool to unseasonably warm, so very back and forth.
All right, well, now we're ready for those changes.